Hello and welcome back, Malo here, and today we're playing the Diablo 3 Necromancer beta. And in the last episode, we used the Bones of Rothma set. Well, we continued the Bones of Rothma set from the previous episode, where we were doing a generally pets build. And in this episode, I've got Inarius's, or the Grace of Inarius set. And this set revolves mostly around bone armor. And you'll see what I've done with my other skills here. So, first of all, the bonuses with this set are that bone armor damage increases by 1,000%. It grants an additional 2% damage reduction per enemy hit. And then it also activates a swirling tornado of bone damaging nearby enemies and increasing the damage they take from the Necromancer from me by 850%. So that's pretty interesting. And I've changed out my weapon and phylactery. My weapon, I now have that my secondary skills deal extra damage while bone armor is active, but reduce the remaining duration of bone armor by 4 seconds. So, I mean, that could be interesting. So I'll go ahead and see how that works. And this is the only secondary skill I have, the Skeletal Mage, so I kept him out. And then I have this phylactery. Cold skills reduce the movement speed of enemies by 30%. In addition, my movement speed is increased for up to 5 stacks. So that's pretty interesting, and I built my build around cold skills because of that. I still have the same rings, so I can still cast an additional skeletal mage, which is good, and I still have damage reduction for every 1% life I'm missing, which is good. So that's cool. But I changed out the rune with Ice Blink. And that makes it to where my cold skills apply chill effects, and my chill effects slow enemies by more. So basically every enemy I hit should be chilled, which is interesting. And I also, I kept the, the belt that allows Decrepify to gain additional damage reduction for attacks against me. And so I actually did, I am using Decrepify, and I chose the rune that allows cursed enemies to be stunned when hit. And then I still have the other two, I still have the Moratorium, which reduces, it makes damage staggered rather than happen all at once to me. And I have the Enforcer, which increases the damage of pets because I still have Skeletal Mage and Revive. And then I still have this amulet, which when I activate Land of the Dead, I mesmerize all nearby enemies. So I still have Land of the Dead activated, and actually enemies in Land of the Dead are periodically frozen. And what was it? One of my things works with frozen enemies. I'm trying to remember what. Maybe it was one of my. Actually, it was I think one of my runes, or not runes, one of my Kanai's Cube things, so never mind about that. But I'll go ahead and show you what I have in Kanai's Cube. Elemental skills have a chance to trigger a powerful attack that deals 250% weapon damage, so a Freezing Skull could be triggered every time I use a skill, pretty much. Revive still consumes all corpses to raise a minion. Well, this is, I switched back to this, so Revive will only cast one minion at a time, one revived minion at a time, but it'll be extra powerful. Chance on hit to charm enemy, while charm the enemy takes 35% increased damage, so that could be interesting, especially with my Enchantress. And then for the skills, I have Grim Scythe, which has the rune that causes each enemy hit to increase my attack speed by 1% for 5 seconds, and it's also cold damage. Skeleton Mage is cold damage, as I showed. This is actually the same Skeletal Mage as before, so Skeletal Archers, which increase my attack speed every time they deal damage. And then Bone Armor, I have the rune that allows Bone Armor to increase my movement speed by 1% for each enemy hit, and Bone Armor itself is cold damage. Revive minions are cold minions as well, and they deal an additional 15% damage, and their damage is cold, as I just said. Decrepify isn't cold, but because there is no cold curse, including Decrepify. But Land of the Dead, enemies in the Land of the Dead are periodically frozen, as I noted before. I still have Extended Servitude for the increased Skeletal Mage and Revive lifespan. Still have Final Service. I changed this out to consuming a corpse increases my movement speed by 3% for 5 seconds, and that'll be relevant with revive. And my curses cost 50% less essence and last forever. So that's my current skill set and item set. I've also reduced it to Torment 3 because I have no idea how this build is going to work out, but we're going to go ahead and see that here now. I feel like I'm forgetting to mention something, but oh well, in we go. Again, that's not how you do a rift. In we go. And I'm just going to do a regular rift for now. I also got a suggestion for a build from a viewer, and I'm probably going to give that a try as well at some point, but for now I wanted to try this last set. There is a rune. That's the frozen skull. Interesting. Okay, anyway, I should probably get some revive or some skeletal mages up. I'm taking lots of damage here. Now my minions are supposed to still recover me, I think. There we go. Yeah, I don't have very good life recovery with this particular build, it appears. Oh yeah, I'm not using Decrepify. I'm also not used to this build, so there's that as well. Oh. One of the main whole points of this build is bone armor, which I wasn't even using. Well, that's silly of me. Alright, anyway, let's go ahead and use bone armor again. There we go. That's better. Oh yeah, so I was saying that I have I had a suggestion from a viewer, and I'll probably give that a try here at some point, but yeah, I'm definitely not used to this build yet. I am out of essence, though. Yeah, it looks like bone armor does do quite a bit of damage. As it should. Got a few too many skills to keep track of, at least for now, until I get used to it. You guys, there we go. Okay, it's a lot better of a build when I actually remember to use my bone armor. Well, that was quick. Well, that was quick and a lot of gold because of it. There we go. And on we go. I'm not really using Decrepify, I'm not using Bone Mages. Yeah, I think probably the problem is Torment 3 is not hard enough, so I'm not using all my skills smartly. And there's another one up here. And you're dead. Bone armor sure does a lot of damage now. Oh, there's a ghostly seraph over here. And an what's the word I'm looking for? A legendary item that I almost certainly already have. Let's go ahead and use Land of the Dead just for funsies. And on we go. enemies to bone armor. Basically, it just turns bone armor into an offensive skill, which is a thing, I suppose. There we go. Did miss a ring back there, but it was just a blue ring, and I'm not concerned about that at all. Why did I use... Oh, that's why I used Land of the Dead, because the Rift Guardian is here. And the Rift Guardian is dead. And I got another legendary. Was that the Enchantress Focus? I got another one of those? Interesting. Oops. It was the Enchantress Focus. Interesting. Let's see if this one's better than the one I already have. Not really. So I'll just put it in here, I guess. We'll put it right there. And the weapon was just a boring thing. Something that I can salvage, though. So that's fine. There we go. Put all my gems away. Alright. Well, clearly I need to try this on a higher difficulty, so let's go ahead and... Well, let's see what difficulty... Well, let's go ahead and have Auric close off the portal, first of all. And then, what can we do? Anything that I want to change? Let's see what else I have here. I mean, the Fallen Lunatics are pretty darn good. Maybe I should do that. I also don't have great life regeneration again, so maybe I should do something related to that as well. Let's see what we have here. Could drain life from enemies around me. So this is one that may be useful for me at some point, or definitely will be. Wisdom of Kalan, which is an amulet, and I need 200 blood shards to get that amulet. So I'll get that definitely when I get there. But for now, let's just go ahead and get more Fallen Lunatics, because those are always good. And I have increased pet damage still. So let's try a Greater Rift at level 25 for now. Go ahead and make it an Empowered Rift. Alright, so first thing I need to remember is to do that. There we go. So far the enemies are still dying pretty quickly. But I am also taking quite a bit of damage that I do not like. There we go. Prepify all of them. Paragon level. I haven't found a single, oh, there we go. There's an elite pack. use that. In fact, let's use Land of the Dead. Get some revives up. Probably should change my skills around. I mean, I'm not like, this doesn't feel like the best setup for my skills, the best key layout for my skills. Or maybe I just need to get used to it, as I always say. Right? Yeah, the biggest problem with this build right now is survivability. Like, I have no problem killing things, Torment 6, but I am taking quite a bit more damage than I'd like as a hardcore character. But now that I'm getting a few elite packs and the like, I'm doing pretty well with the timing of this rift. So, in other words, I'm going to beat this rift in time. Is what I'm saying. Hey, there's something that'll give me some elites or champions. A champion, I think. We'll use Land of the Dead when we cast it. It's also a conduit pylon, so my favorite kind. Bye bye. Bye bye. And to dead, sir. There we go. Petrify them. Well, that was quick. I feel like I have basically one too many skills, and so I'm not using them effectively. Do need to get a bone armor up here shortly. There we go. These guys don't want to go down, though. Hey, they finally went down. And another pylon, a shield pylon. So go ahead and get that then. It's just a shield pylon, and that means I'm going to be able to shield against any guy that comes out. And you're dead, sir. Damage is pretty effective with this this particular build, but again, life is a problem. It's not a huge problem. I guess maybe when I have my bone armor up, it's not quite as big a deal, but until I get it up, it's still a pretty big deal. Go. I'm looking forward to getting that those 200 blood shards so that I can get the amulet that I was looking at. It's hard to keep my bone mages or my skeletal mages and my revive guys all up sort of simultaneously. Let's use Land of the Dead and a bone armor. And get a few more revive guys up. Hey, there's a pylon just in time for the boss, for the Rift Guardian, I think, because I'll be able to defeat this pack. Oh, and get out of there. This guy does a lot of damage. And you're dead, sir. There we go. Oops, I decrepified too early. There we go. Permanent decrepify anyway, so it's not like it's a big deal. Oh, and you're dead. That was quick. Got a ring. Got two rings, actually. Alright, so let's go ahead and let's continue to upgrade our pet rune, actually. Or attempt to, at least. There we go. Got 2 more. I need 3 more to get my pets even better. Alright, how many blood shards do I have? 224, very nice. So let's go back to town. And end this episode. And in the next episode, well, let's go ahead and, before I end this episode, show you what the amulets are. There we go. Alright. So, I think it was... yeah, amulets. This is the only thing... I think this might be the only thing remaining. I think this is the last set of items that I haven't gotten yet. So I do have the Wailing Host and Litany of the... I think I have both of those now, actually. Yeah, Litany of the Undaunted, the Wailing Host. And these, while this is my only item set bonus, every ancient item I have equipped. Okay, so that's good for not having a set, but I do have sets here that I'm trying. This ring occasionally haunts nearby enemies. I've already gotten that, so that's not a big deal. But there we go. So each corpse consumed in the Land of the Dead increases my damage by 10% for 8 seconds after it ends. That's pretty good for... the other build that I had, although what I currently have is also pretty good for the previous build I had. This is the one that I want for this build, though. It increases the maximum stacks of bone armor by 5. And this one, interesting. I wonder if it just gives you the ones you don't already have, because this is clearly, Halcyon's Ascent is clearly a Necromancer-based amulet. There's not a second pack of amulets. So I wonder if it just gives you the ones you don't... No, it doesn't just give you the ones you don't already have. I know it doesn't. So I guess the packs don't give you all of the options. Interesting. Well, I need to get a socket in this, but I'll, like I was saying, do that between episodes here. So in the meantime, thanks for watching and have a great day.